It's my pleasure to welcome and introduce our next eminent guest, Professor Poobhalan Pillay from Durban. In 1967, he was appointed as a junior mathematics lecturer at the University College for Indians and obtained a doctorate degree in mathematics in 1977. He is currently emeritus professor at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. He accepted Shri Swami Sivanandji from Divine Life Society of South Africa as his guru in 1982. Gurudev appointed 24 years old Srinivasan as its secretary. By 2000, Gurudev had more followers in South Africa than any other Hindu spiritual head. Srinivasan became Swami Sajananda in 1956 and remained head of the institution till his Mahasamadhi in 2007. Today, the society has published over 30 books at its state-of-the-art printing press and completed 616 projects like school, creches, hospitals, old age homes, mostly in deep rural areas, in addition to refurbishing over 50 Hindu temples in Durban. Professor Pillay had served on the board of management of Divine Life Society of South Africa from 1982 to 2011 and on its editorial committee since 2011. Currently, he is secretary of project subcommittees. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Poobhalan Pillay from Durban.
Warm greetings to all of you, to everyone who has tuned in. As the announcer has said, I represent the Divine Life Society of South Africa, and my subject this morning, it's going on to afternoon, is Pranayama. Pranayama is a science of breath control, and I want to say something about Sri Swami Sivananda, whose writings I am going to refer to at most times. Swami Sivananda was born in 1887 in a small town called Pattamadi in South India, and he attained Mahasamadhi in 1963. He was a doctor in Malaya in his pre-sannyas life. An intense longing for God, mumukshutva, drove him to Rishikesh, where he took on the ochre cloth in 1924. After protracted sadhana and performance of severe austerities, like living on dry roti, which is bread, for days, and meditating for up to 16 hours a day on the banks of Mother Ganga, he attained God realization, which is the goal of life, some 5 years later. I would like to now play a message on pranayama from Swami Sivananda himself.
We can hear you, Dr. Pillay. Kindly continue. Dr. Pillay, we can hear you. Kindly continue.
Yes. Unfortunately, the sound on the track is not coming on, okay. But we can just listen. We can just see what is written, and when it comes to the end, I will continue.
Okay. Dr. Pillay, no other sound than your voice is coming. कोई sound नहीं आ रहा है. You can
All
continue
right.
because audio is not playing. Yes, we can listen you
Yes.
clearly.
Yeah. All right. Most unfortunately, I thought the voice of the master would be heard. He had given this little DVD, but we will expand on it as time goes on. Swami Sivananda practiced various forms of breath control or pranayama, which conferred on him inexhaustible energy, a powerful voice, and a phenomenal memory. It also helped him to bring about rapid healing in his patients as a medical doctor through the transmission of the prana shakti to the diseased parts. In his lifetime, Gurudev Sri Swami Sivananda wrote over 250 books covering every aspect of yoga. We are going to make strong reference to Yoga for Health, which you see on the top. Yoga for Health is a collection of some of the master's writings on three of the angas of Maharishi Patanjali is Ashtanga yoga system, namely Hatha Yoga, Pranayama, and meditation. It is impossible to adequately cover this vast topic in the short time available, but over 100 pages of Yoga for Health are dedicated to pranayama. So if you are interested to know more about this, you can go online to the Divine Life Society of South Africa, and there you can purchase the book. Another interesting book to read is on the biography of Swami Sivananda, which is called From Man to God Man. It is a fascinating read, tracing the life and works of this great Mahatma. So let's get on to the subject at hand. What is pranayama? Prana is the life force that constitutes the energy of the cosmos. Prana can be controlled by regulating the breath, which is called pranayama. So the regulation of the breath is called pranayama. Prana itself is the life force. It is the fourth limb of Patanjali's Ashtanga 8-limbed Raja Yoga system. It is one of the 8 steps given by the Maharishi, which leads eventually to the realization of God. On the right, you will see in a clockwise direction the 8 steps, and you will see that pranayama is the number 4, starting from ordinary worship, finally ending up on the 8th rung at samadhi or nirvana or God realization. There are 3 stages of breathing in pranayama: inhalation, which is called purvak, retention of breath, kumbhak, and exhalation, richak. There are many exercises which lead to the control of prana, in which one or more of these stages are emphasized. Unfortunately, we don't have time to discuss all of them, but I will just briefly discuss a few. The first being Sivananda Pranayama, which was propagated by Swami Sivananda. It's very simple. It simply says, breathe in very, very slowly, don't hold the breath, and breathe out very, very slowly. This method gives you a lot of peace and cuts down stress when you are anxious. And each day, if you stop and do this, it will be of great benefit. Another one is Kapalbhati. This pranayama, it concentrates on the abdominal region, and there the emphasis is on the rachak, the breathing out process, but it must be done rapidly and briskly. And inhalation takes care of itself. I don't have any slides on that, but I will just show you. From the sound, you can hear what Kapalbhati is, like this. So you don't have inhalation, but only exhalation. The Bastrika is where you breathe in and breathe out rapidly and briskly, and the master has recommended this particular pranayama to be practiced in winter. And I'll again demonstrate the sounds. It goes like this. To get the full effect, you fold your arms and you flap it as if you're a bird or a duck, and you will get the full Bastrika effect, which I'm going to do. That is just a small demonstration of Bastrika. I'm going to spend some time on Sukpurvaka, which is also called alternate nostril building. And here, all the three modes are given attention. You will see on the slide people who are practicing this. And I'm going to explain what it is. You sit with folded legs in Sukhasana, Siddhasana, or Padmasana. You will see the people in any one of those poses on the right. But if you cannot do this, you can sit on a hard back chair, but make sure that the head, neck, and back are in a straight line. Okay, this also applies to meditation. Head, neck, and back must be in a straight line. Close your eyes and concentrate on the space between the eyebrows, which is the Nikud, and repeat your favorite mantra, just japa, mentally. We just give a few pictures here to show what it is. Sukpurvaka is a pranayama in which the nostrils are opened and closed alternately. One hand is used. The thumb is used to open and close one nostril, while the little finger and the ring finger open and close the other nostril. Now, the four pictures on the right show the following. The first one right at the top, inhale through the right nostril, as you can see. Close and open. You close the one which is open and then release. You close it with the ring finger and your little finger and release the thumb. The third picture is retention. You hold. And the fourth picture is exhalation in that order. Now, this is just half the pranayama. Then thereafter, you change the order and you breathe in through the other nostril, with the left nostril now, and return to the original state. And when that happens, you've got a full pranayama. So there are 6 stages here. The inhalation, retention, exhalation, and again inhalation, retention, exhalation through the other nostril. All these 6 processes constitute one pranayama. You must try to retain the breath as long as is comfortable. Each one will differ, but inhalation and exhalation must be done very, very slowly. There is a ratio which is suggested. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear Swami Sivananda's speech on this. There he explains all these things very well. And the ratio of the inhalation to retention to exhalation is 1:4:2. So if you are chanting, you'll say, like I will chant Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, retention, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, exhalation. And slowly increase the ratio. The more you increase, the more adept you become, and the more effective the pranayama is. It is recommended that you do 10 to 20 pranayams at each sitting, morning and evening, according to your capacity. There are some guidelines which were all mentioned in the master's talk, but I'll have to explain this because we didn't hear it. You can do pranayama exercises on an empty stomach. Well, you should do it. And do not take a bath immediately after the practice. That's not recommended. Then retention should not last for more than 2 minutes. Somewhere between 1 and 2 maybe. The practice of brahmacharya, which is physical and mental celibacy, and following a proper diet, these 2 important factors will give you the maximum benefit of pranayama in a short time. There are many benefits for regular pranayama if you do it regularly. It improves your health, it invigorates the nerves, energizes the digestive system, removes laziness, Vastrika especially. It can remove sleep very quickly, and it awakens the Kundalini Shakti for those who are interested in Kundalini Yoga. But this you have to do it at an advanced level, and it destroys diseases like asthma and tuberculosis. And there are many other benefits. I've just listed a few. Now, breath control, which is pranayama, leads to the control of the mind. Pranayama is a great aid to the control of the mind. Most of us are novices on the path of yoga, especially meditation, and we know that it is very difficult to have mastery of the mind. So pranayama is one of the modes that is used to quell and to silence the mind. So as the master has said, Start the practice this very second. It is a step towards the goal of life, that is, liberation from the round of births and deaths. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Shivanandaya. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pillay, for your insightful understanding of pranayama. Thank you very much. Our greetings to all of the audience who are listening. Dr. Pillay from different parts of the world and South Africa. Thank you very much, Dr. Pillay.
Thank you, Dr. Vikram.
Thank you.
On behalf of Consciousness, I thank Professor Poobhalan Pillay from Durban for sharing his views. Thank you so much.